We are live on Friday night again. What's going on, everybody? Check in. Let me know everything's working. My bench is a disaster because I've been building trucks. My truck, Matt's truck, you know. But let's see what we got going on here. Oh, my countdown for Friday Night Live has ended. What's going on? Hope everyone had hope your week was good, but you know, if you're happy it's over, I understand that as well. My emphasis as of late, as you may know, has been on this little Moonbuggy project we've got sitting here. Now, I don't know that I have a ton of work that I can do while we sit here because most everything I have to do right now is all in CAD. Other than I do have my new driver that I could get printing with the integrated Josh head version, but I don't know that you guys probably want to listen to a 3D printer in the background. Anyway, like Brett's saying, sorry if you guys can hear my printer in the background. It's still bringing Buildalong parts. Yes. So let me add the other chat so that I don't have to look across the screen all night. That is a bit of a pain. Hold, please. That's better. I don't have to look so far. Good deal. So STL Sunday making a comeback. I think that a couple of things are going to have to happen for like an STL Sunday type deal. I've got a lot of parts for this that need to get made for all the Buildalong participants. So I think that I may make some of that. The other thing is that I started the channel membership thing, and thanks to everybody who's joined that. You can see all the little SNU badges next to all the names. Much appreciated to everyone. But I want to do some like 3D print files for guys in that as well, guys or girls, ladies, everyone, all. So I want to just like make some stuff there, and it would be cool if I did that as part of an STL Sunday type situation. So that's my thought. Jeremiah, thank you very much. Okay, I'm watching this live. Live. You're working on this buggy. I'm also watching you on the TV working on another buggy. Hey, look at that. Did I watch Sprint Quali? I sure did, and it was a shit show. That was awesome. So the that was pretty wild. The sprint starts tonight at 8:00 my time, which is 2 hours from now. So depending on how everything goes, we'll see. Either we'll end at 8 and I'll go watch the sprint live, or things are just rolling right along. I'll watch the sprint an hour late. So anyway, I hit the mouse with the tire. But anyway, yeah, so the buggy is coming along well. I got the new shocks on. I picked up some shocks from Pricey Customs out of out of Australia, and it got them mounted onto the truck. So now if I pick it up, you can see it doesn't just droop out immediately. They do extend, but quite slowly. The only issue is that the lower rod ends are quite beefy, and I mounted them on the lower link mount. So they're touching the axle housing in places during flex, not allowing it to fully droop out. So a couple of options I have. One is to modify those lower rod ends, which is a definite option. The other is to modify the housings, which I also wouldn't be opposed to doing because these housings are going to live on this truck forever. That's where they will be. So yeah, that's the how long did the shipping take for Pricey's low cost? I don't remember. It's been a while since I got them ordered. Steve was awesome. Worked on he's super busy. So there's a lead time. It is what it is. I was just like, I need them by June. So it was whatever. So I ordered them and he built them maybe a week or so later. And then it was out. Show the problem. I want to see it. Can do. Let me pull the headless horseman out of here. it may be hard to show, but you see that fat lower rod end right there? Well, when it flexes, it hits the axle, the tab where the shock mount should be. See how hard it is to, anyway, it hits right there, that upper tab. And if you go the other way, it hits on the inside of the tab, basically. So could swap to a Traxxas end. I could. These are an aluminum rod end currently, and it's a beefy shock shaft, bigger than like what a normal shock would be. So it's not just a typical swap over. I think that these shock shafts are probably a millimeter bigger or so. So that causes a little bit of an issue there. I think that I could chuck them up in the lathe super quick, clean that off, and be set. Maybe. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna figure that out. The other option is that there's other versions of these shocks available that aren't built the exact same way, but they look very similar, and you can get them off of like Amazon. They're cheap enough that I would almost be fine with buying them just to steal the lower ends off of them, put them on here because they're a much narrower design. And then I could still use the well set up shocks, but with the different lower ends. So that's also an option. It's a very easy option. And then they're black still, and I don't have to worry about anything. So, that's kind of one of those things that I'm thinking. I'm thinking I should just 3D print so for those of you that haven't or didn't see, I had posted it up on my Instagram stories today. Just grind the housings a little. I know that is really the easiest option, Art. It costs me no money. I'm never going to take these housings off. So like, big deal, right? I mean, it's probably the most realistic. Like, just do it. Who cares, right? So yeah. Are you still going to beat the Creek in Kentucky? Honestly, I don't think that it's going to happen. I kept wanting to do it, and I just kept not getting it done. So unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to happen. Grab the Dremel. I do have a Dremel in here. It's shitty work to do on a live stream, though. I mean, I could. Well, see how much more flex we could get out of it. Because right now, I can get that much, which you can't really tell what that is because the camera isn't showing the table. So there's the table. Right there is all. And this buggy is capable of a lot more, obviously. Right now, I guess we're probably going to do this on a live stream, aren't we? So putting some pressure on it. I'm going to estimate this at about 65 millimeters of tire travel. Obviously, I would like at least a tire height, which is about 120 millimeters. About. So that's probably what we need to do. I guess we'll dive into this. But like I was saying, I want to get my melon 3D printing. I think that it will be very quick. Let me just load up some of this real quick, and I'll show you what we got. No, wait, it is in there, isn't it? Admin, 3D scan projects. Go. I'm going to hit present, share screen, and it is that one. Share. Hey, look at that. So that's my full head scan, and that. Then I also did got the helmet on there. Wow. And then I also did the scaled down version that is over here. Now, let me tell you, you know what is not awesome is that I was like, okay, I'll look and I'll kind of scale this buggy to what I think the right scale should be. And then when I scaled my head down to that size, it was so much too big still. And I was like, well, that's humbling. So it so I need to just like I'm probably gonna 3D print this. Oh, I'm gonna do can I swap those two? Whatever, like that. I want to 3D print this whole thing in one shot, basically. God, it's disturbing when the rest my gets in the way. But I also just have the melon separate. Now I also have it this way, which is equally disturbing, but I can then print the helmet and head separately so that it's you can detail it differently. So anyway, that's that. I have a version of it here that well, I've got that one down there already, but why are the I guess I only have this one scanned out. This one is combined already. So the helmet and the head are one piece. I combined the meshes to make sure that it's do that with brains. Add some brains to this. I wonder if I could find a model with some brain. Oh, I missed a couple things here. First of all, thank you to Todd Randall, came a YouTube member. Much appreciated. I was over at Gately Audio today on the way home. He's helping me with a work project actually, and while I was there, I also just walked around, shot a little bit of video, and I got a demo in one of his one of the newer builds called the Soulgasm, which is an Escalade, and it's the loudest car I've been in yet. I don't remember what it's got in it. 15 12s or 12 15s or something like that, on like 60,000 watts, and I couldn't breathe inside. The windshield was flexing like 4+ inches. So nuts. So I'm gonna put that in a member video and try and get that out tonight, just because sometimes the Gately stuff is fun, and I've never put it on the channel in a regular video because it doesn't really fit or whatever. But anyway, Black Sheep RC, your fake head has a chew in it. What, like chewing the lip? See, let me tell you, working with a beard on a 3D scan, not easy. I also like nose and ears and all that. When you scale it down, it will look just fine. This is the disturbing part, like when my giant nose is in the way. Oh, you can't see any of that. This, like the giant nose is just in the way. But anyway, sorry, I'm way off here. Josh, with that big brain of yours, the entire vehicle might weigh over 10 pounds. Maybe use math 3D. No, I refuse. I had a migraine yesterday, and it took me out for most of the day. And then I came home, took a couple hour nap, and I was awake, and I worked on like 3D scanning and then tweaking the mesh and making sure, and then because it was also like a back and forth of I had things that were missing in the scan. I didn't want to go back and scan, so I would draw them in by hand. Specifically, you can see the bottom side of the nose area here, that was all missing. So I just faked that in, and I didn't do this area, but that's fine. I think that'll all print fine when it's down to scale. So, you know, but it's cool. Yeah. So it's, yeah, I want to get this 3D printing. It's not going to take that long. If the head was downloadable, will it be available without the helmet? Just the brain. So when I did the scan, because my hair is so dark, it's very hard to get a scan of the rest of my head. So like the scan is pretty much just complete there. So I was basically like, pretty much have to have a helmet on, which I should most of the time anyway. So, dude, I did good tonight. So Scale RC Adventures is one of the members of the Buildalong, and he picked up a TIG for this project, like diving right in all of it right now with this. So it's like he's like just diving in full cage first project, and yeah, learning the ropes of TIG brazing in the midst of it. So getting some success now. The guys are helping him with his settings. I caught up on the Discord right before I got here, but little advice: G13 or NSDRC RS800 in a VRD on 4S. Ooh, I don't 100% know those two servos super well. G13, I believe is that three brothers? How many brothers is it? Three brothers, right? And NSDRC, the RS800. I have ran that one, but it's been quite some time. So I don't really know. I can't give you my VRD, which I'm hoping to get some work done on tonight. I'm running a 800 LP in brass because why not? But it's not direct power. So I think the G13 is a shift servo. I thought the shifts was the GT3. So yeah, I wish I could answer that better for you. I just don't know. I need some help with the welding too. Well, Gunner, I think we can get that knocked out. Hey, thank you as well. Enlighten. Oh, I get it now. People can print Josh's head and put it in their leafer trucks now. Cancel the whole thing. I don't know that I'm going to put my melon up for download. I don't know that is going to be the plan or not. So let me get this loaded in. Let me adjust around, load, smooth down, orient, 3D, slice. I could probably show you the, nope, not that one. We're going to hit share screen of the slicer. For those of you that have never seen 3D printing slicers, I brought in my melon. I moved it down a little bit because it was not like this extra down here isn't perfectly flat. So I just moved it down in the build plate, cut off the bottom, but then it'll have a nice, perfectly level section. It's fine. This isn't going to be usable. This will just be for whatever. But at this scale, you can start to see. So I've got the high quality setting, 0.8 transfer. It's fine. Hit slice. And let's see, it will take an hour and 27 minutes to get this done. And I think that looks, oh crap, I brought in the one piece. That's fine. Let's print the one piece. Or should we print the two piece? Should we print the two piece or the one piece? You guys decide. I'll change that up if I need to. Do it. What? Do it new way for artwork to go. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Two piece, two. Okay. Yeah, let me export the two piece model. Oh, I have not scaled that down to beyond human size. Let me do that real quick. Let's make a copy. If you had a copy, we could watch the copy. What movie is that from? Quick. Did you make a copy? Because if you had a copy, we could watch the copy. A great movie. Change supports to organic and it might cut time. We can try that as well. We're just, since this is not to actual scale, we're just going to make it 10th scale. Because 10th scale. Normally our trucks are like 8th, 9th scale, things like that. But you'll see it's still going to be too big. It's the one movie, you know. There it is. Boom, tray lip. First to get good old road trip. Did you kill a cheetah? Let me save the mesh of... It feels so awkward to label these. Like, have files that are named Josh's head. Like, I don't love that. Save the helmet. Helmet. I have the cap locks on, so it's little h, big helmet. Print it full size and wear it in the Buggy. All right, back to the slicer. We'll delete all. Let's do just the head first, and then I'll do a different color for... What do I have in there? I've got the same stone PLA. It's fine. Oh, I don't think I've actually showed this to Nicole. She doesn't even know that I did that. Name it. See, this is exactly why I can't let this out on the internet. Like, I think we've all figured out that my fans are also degenerates. Oh, let's change our supports from normal to tree. Slice. See what this looks like. Did shave some time. We just have something about Mary going on with the ears. It's fine. It's fine. Hit print. Yeah, I got a little bit left on that spool. Do it. Sorry, there we go. Who? Who? Us? No. Do I need to use the plastic support with BTA? Do I need to use the plastic support with a... No. You don't need to. I don't even know if it will work. That was only on the plastic one. So nice earrings. Is that hair gel? I don't know that I'll have that opportunity. I'm gonna put a vote for a scan of your head on that members only poll now. Oh, see, that's a possibility. Have you seen my baseball? How'd you get the Frank above the beam? Oh, right. So we'll get that printed. That'll be done here before too long. We'll print the helmet separately. See how it fits. That'll be the real test, just to see if it fits. Now, like I mentioned, the only real work I have on this to do now is it's all in CAD. So this is the staring opportunity that I have at the moment. The, panels and things like that, I plan to do in CAD as well. So I don't really just want to start getting those knocked out by hand, even though I could. Most people could probably do panels just fine. So I don't know. I'm struggling with that, but I've got this weekend. My plan is to start making designs for the servo mount, finalize the skid plate so I can get the link links to everybody so that they can get those going. Are you going to send the panels? That was not my plan, just because even though like everything's jigged and everything like things are just a little too, there's too much room for the possibility of a little deviation. So I think that what I'll do is I'll make some like printable templates so people can, or SVG files in case someone has a Cricut, then they can take the Cricut, cut the panel template, put it on some raw aluminum and cut them out. Or I could, I don't know, figure something out. How super annoying is that printer? I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. Are you, oh, sorry, already read that. I hope the full scale version doesn't show up on the desk next week. Yeah, just a Justin Candler, thank you very much. What do you think of the RC Speedy R2 VFD, Rick? I'll have to check exactly which one that is. I personally did not have a great experience with RC Speedy. So for me, RC Speedy is not something that I am quick to want to go back to. I'm going to just go to there. So R2 Moonbuggy chassis. Let me go. The Royals are playing right now. Nicole's watching them. So there we go. Okay. I mean, it looks. Well, oh, the deposit is one. What is the total cost of this thing? I mean, the cost of them was so cheap. Like it's probably something that you can make work. I just had a bad experience with them, and I just don't want to really, I just don't know. I have a hard time saying, yeah, I think that I would do that, because I don't know that I would. I have one of the Thai Pro Customs cars. This is the MJ43, and he makes a Moonbuggy as well. If I was going to buy a Moonbuggy chassis, his is not cheap, but not much more than the RC Speedy, because it sounds like the RC Speedy is about $499. Is that right? So there's that. Or if you wanted to go less expensive, but not as scale, then I would go with a DMG, Death Metal Garage out of Kansas City. I think his are like $320 or something like that. All hand fabbed, US hand fabbed, which is nice. I don't think that the RC Speedy or the Thai Pro Customs are US made, if it matters to you. Sometimes that's nice to hear. But the Death Metal Garage stuff is priced well, available quick, and you can get them like really well finished out with some custom graphics and everything for super low prices. So Jerry does not charge enough for his chassis, but there you go. Cut them axles up. You're right. We got that printing. Let's strip the wheels and tires off this. And start clearancing some stuff. Thanks everybody for coming back for another Friday night. It's been a while. Been a month or at least, something like that. That out of there. All I know is I put my head on the model in there, and I was just like, I'm not exactly that thin. Maybe that's why my head looks so much bigger, because my body is also quite a bit bigger. How many Ugga Dugs did you put on those wheel nuts? I don't know. Did it last night, and evidently I was feeling spicy. There we go. Where's the death metal store? That's a great question. Jerry is very old school, and he doesn't have one. It's all through Facebook, basically, and that's a downside. He needs a damn store. But I've known Jerry since 2006, and I don't know if he has a cell phone still. Like, nah, don't need it. I have a house phone and the internet. That's all I need. So, I guess time to do some cutting. explain more about the details on the transmission. Okay. I can do that as well. Let's do that quickly before I start getting silly. So this is the VFD twin, and it's in there like you would normally have it in a car. The motor would be right up here, right? But I'm not going to do that. And I didn't just turn it around for a couple of reasons. One, because the overdrive percentage would be way off. That's the biggest one. I want to have a good amount of overdrive, so I've got it this way still. But I want the motor in the back, partly because it's cool to have that style in a Moonbuggy, and that's what I do want. So to do that, the top shaft normally comes out of the front side of the transmission, goes up there. I am going to do the opposite. I'm going to add a new hole to the back side of this transmission case, and the top shaft is going to go out the back. And then it's going to go out, and there's a new motor plate back here that you can see. Now, there's a hole in that, but the spur gear is actually going to be on this side, right behind the transmission. And I'm going to support the top shaft in the front side of it with an extended section that will have the bearing race. It will sit there, and then there'll be a little housing that gets mounted to this motor plate on the back side to hold the bearing in. Could use a flange bearing and just a couple of screws. That's totally an option as well. But it's going to take a custom top shaft, which I'm going to get designed up and machine. And, you know, it's a very DIY setup. You just kind of draw it in CAD, write a program, and throw it in your $500,000 CNC. Super easy. But I'm also going to make plenty so that anybody who's wanting to build this can get it easily. So that's the thought. Not a good one, and shit could change. That's why it's a build along and not a it's already done, been built, and you can just do it too. We're going to find out along the way if it doesn't work. I'm still mad at you for making fun of Minnesota. Sounds very overcomplicated. Absolutely. That is the entire plan. I like that it's got the little shifters, and I want to use the VFD twin because I can have front and rear dig. That's a big part of it. If I just wanted overdrive and a rear motor, I could easily run something else. But if I want front and rear dig and a rear motor and overdrive and cool scale shifter locations, I'm going to run this. So yes, for all of the reasons, it's bad and done, whatever. But it's never stopped me in the past. What was I doing? I'm working on shocks. Let's take a look and just double check. So we hit a little bit right there. We're right at the center line where we're hitting. Yep. And it's just the tip on that side. Just the tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. Just divorce the shaft. That's definitely another option, but then you got a little drive shaft section with the slider, could be weak. And then you have to fully support the shaft on this side. So it still requires a custom top shaft. Where if I'm just going to do a custom top shaft, I'll just design the whole thing. And then seriously, I can just put it on the same machine that can make the rest of them. And, you know, it'll kick that top shaft out in, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. So what type of marker is that? It is a long nib. So it's very thin so that you can get down in holes, stuff like that, get into tight spots. Long nib. handy to have for that type of situation. Now, if I was smart, what I would do is completely remove this axle to do this. Hey, Buck Wild Motorsports, thank you very much. You'll find that there's already 7 member videos that are up. So you have a good amount of stuff to watch already. And I hope to put up more tonight after F1, or if not tomorrow. Long nib to only put the tip. Sometimes you don't need the whole thing. We all know that's not it. Nice. Where? There we go. Okay. Now, I've got a burr wheel in here. This will definitely do the trick. Do I have safety glasses in here? Safety first. Sunglasses are not on my head either. Not that I'm opposed to doing things without safety glasses at times. Hate for it to happen on the internet. You're going to be able to get to all this? Yeah. Headphone warning. Telling you again, if you got headphones on. More. Okay. Oh, there's so much aluminum dust. Why didn't I think about that part of it? Okay. That was dumb. I mean, this bench is a fucking disaster right now anyway. Oh, it's going to be stripper glitter in here for weeks. This is not inside the studio material. God bless it. Okay, here we go. We'll get in there. Hindsight is 2020. And we got 3 more to go. So what does that make me? Hey, Moose Jaw. Thank you very much, sir. Mini desk vacuum works wonders. That's a good idea. It is a good idea. It's just so dumb. Why did you guys talk me into this? Okay. Let's see if that's enough. Now, we may not be able to tell if it's enough because the other side will still be binding. Of course, I do plan to break the whole car down to swap to aluminum rod ends and all of that. Oh yeah, that was the other topic I wanted to get into. Was the theme of the whole truck. I need to decide that. Pretty sure we went plenty. Well, yeah. I think we took plenty, even for when the other side's got to be done. Take this side off. I'm gonna do the next one over the trash can. So even if I do rip the tip of my finger off, you won't see it as much. How much steering do you actually gain? Oh, this is not for steering. This is for suspension. The lower rod end, since I moved the shock rod end down onto the lower link, if that's what you're saying, or if that's what you're asking, if you're asking me, it's when it's flexing, it's got a fat rod end on the bottom, and that's causing me clearance issues. Okay. We'll just see the blood splatter. Yeah. It's going to look like a Kill Bill scene in here. Safety first. Okay, other side. Hold. Looking close. Yeah. Where'd my brush go? Okay. Looking, I think that's going to be an improvement. That shock back on. Make sure it matches the other side. I'll be looking for that on the hood bar. Oh, so Colorado Adventure. I shipped that one with the hood bar to Matt. Even though the rest of the chassis was better. Couldn't stand looking at that bar, so I shipped it to him. So I kept the first one, and he got the second. There we go. Okay. And a velocity addiction. Thank you very much. New channel member. Okay. Oh, does the audio canceling actually get that Dremel noise out? That would be nice. Full clearance. Full clearance. Hey, oh, it's perfect, actually. That is some proper eyeball engineering. Well, I shouldn't put those back on yet, because otherwise I'm just going to have freaking glitter all over them. Under the table is silent. Up above, I can hear it. Ah, interesting. I bet if I talked, it would just have all kinds of crazy noise. But since I'm not talking, it probably just sucks all of that out. Adam, strip club theme. You know, it wouldn't be the first one I ever did. I did one in like 2010, I think. It was called the Broken Dreams Gentlemen's Club. And then Axial bought it. It was an IFS front, solid axle rear, and it was before the Yeti or anything like that was available. And Axial bought it from me. I think they traded me like 3 trucks for it or something like that. So the Spearmint Rhino. What's the other one that's not the Spearmint Rhino? The Peppermint Hippo. That's the other one down there. I don't think it's as nice. Did you know glitter was found a product from making that? What? I did not know that. Was found as a byproduct from making it. See? Goddamn rocket surgeon over here. All makes sense now. Yeah. Google it. Okay. Commence jiggling. Stiffies. Just call it stiffies. It's not a bad idea. See, if I talk, it's probably loud and annoying. Okay, one side. Just be quiet. It'll be fine. This would be an awkward time for someone to join the stream. Yeah, just do that and then I'll. The visual with no sound is disturbing. Oh, I can see that. Okay. It got away from us a little bit. Fine. It's fine. You're not even gonna know what happened. Who's getting chopped up over there? Not my finger yet. So you win some, you lose some. All right. Just got here. What did I miss? Well, I'm glad you got here just now because we're modifying some stuff, but it's real awkward when I'm just down on my lap. Just we got one corner left. I had to grind almost 200 thou off my Harley inner primary today. That shit everywhere. Yeah, that sounds about right. What were you doing on the inner primary? You had to grind off 200 thou. Putting a fatty rear chain. No, that'd be. I mean, I guess you could be on a chain. Evo, twin cam, shovel. What were you working on? Knucklehead. A man who can make a GIF. Man who can make a GIF out of that. Change out the stator and rotor. Wait, why did you have to grind then? Twin cam. Okay. Still, why you grind it? I need to know. All right. Going in. Schrodinger's cat is meowing. All right. We're through. And an equal amount of glitter the night that center folds. Okay. So he grips that tool with authority. You don't want this thing to get away from you. It'll happen. It'll happen. But I will say that was the perfect bit for the job. Taking off the steering stops. Nope, we were taking off a little bit of shock mount material because of the placement and design. of our equipment. I don't know how to say that in a better way without a visual. Bingo, jackpot, there she is. Okay. That one's super duper close, but I think it's still probably good. That one's got clearance. That one could use a hair more, but that's probably a once we get it all torn down situation, since the whole car will be disassembled. Seriously, dust everywhere. But the whole car will get disassembled. I gotta decide on, once I decide on a theme, then I decide on how or what to coat the chassis. You know, like what color, material. I don't like powder coat, so I'll never do powder coat. It'll either be paint. I mean, I could Cerakote, but I don't know that I'm sold on needing that. We'll see. All depends on time for there, because if it's Cerakote, I got to send it to somebody. I always like paint because I can grind it off and I can touch it up here. What did we have for flex before? 65 millimeters, right? Steel it. Steel it's a possibility, but it's not. I like my typical choice for like paint on a chassis is wheel paint, because you can usually get it in metallic, and you can get it. It's a durable paint, not too thick, not too thick. It's durable and available in some good colors. Anodize it. This is steel, so you can't anodize steel. I could blue it, like gun bluing. I've also got like a copper coating system for steel I can do. It needs bass boat level of flake, 70s. All right. Now, tape measure, ruler, whatever you want to call it. That's better. Don't click on that button. We're about 115 now. 120 was kind of what I was hoping or thinking, but I think 115 is probably good and controllable. These are 100 millimeter shocks, so I was thinking that it could be even wilder. Now there is no weight in the chassis right now, so it's not even flexing fully, but on its own without some help. But once the weight's in the axles, the weight's on, actually mainly the weight's on the axles. I'll have the two low profile servos. I'll probably put some brass on the front, possibly the rear even, or at least in the wheels. I haven't decided yet. I've got to get this thing to 7 pounds. So -5 rod ends. Nope. These have an aluminum rod end on the bottom. So I'm leaving that. I like the look of it. I think it's very appropriate to a buggy. Where's my little brush? There it is. Missed what he said with the theme of the buggy. I haven't decided yet. That's like a big thing I'm trying to think of. So I don't know yet. Still a bit torn, but let's check where we're at with the bamboo. Go to that. We're at 68%. We have 17 minutes left. There you go. What'd you watch on the internet tonight? The liquid death cans. Those are good themes. Those are good themes. What I have, what was I had the peach one last. Rest in Peach. Liquid Death, Dead Billionaire paint scheme. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Okay. So, well, we got that done. I actually feel good about that. I'm glad that we did that. Suspension feels good too. Again, once we get some weight on there. I don't have the low profile servos yet. I need to work on that. Are you printing your head? Seems pretty small from here. True. Art says, I hope I win that 999 second GNC's here. I haven't finished the video seeing what their time was. I assume now that is 9999, but I did put in an order today just because, you know, regardless of supporting them, because I think that is I like to do that. It's one of my favorite channels. I would also love to own that red GMC. Oh, so cool. I mean, what are the official colors of Vanquish? Blue. It's just blue. And we don't really have like a single like Pantone that we've chosen, and it exists in our branding manual with our mission statement and guidelines of clear and, you know, concise branding. What Cletus McFarland channel? I just like that content. Good old boys having fun with fast cars. Official color of Josh. Everyone wants. That is orange, and I do have well, I do know the hex code for it, and it is F 6600. So pound F 6600. The official orange of Harley Design, and not easy to find. So Wing It Blue. Yeah, it's toenail. The official color of Harley Designs is toenail. Yeah. So ropes. You won't get all sticky with these. Oh my god. You see Cletus fly his big ass jet plane? Oh yeah, the thrust vectoring one. Yes, I did. Pretty wild. Where's Tuesday's shirt, Josh? It's in the hamper currently. I will be keeping it. Don't worry. And I will not have a problem wearing it again. Camera flickered. We'll see how that goes. Next Tuesday's live stream at VP. You should all make sure to watch. Just saying. Make sure you're there. Okay. So while I am printing the head, when you stood up, well, I won't do that anymore. I am printing the test head, which is fine. And actually, this body isn't going to work either because Ripper. No, don't worry. This is not it. There's no hint of that. It's not that. Not a thing. But Tuesday's still going to be awesome. So make sure and check it. I don't know who's going to do Tuesday yet. We'll have to find that out. Finished up stage 4 print tonight, and the skid fits perfect. Racing case, great to hear. So, you know, for the Buildalong stuff, for those that are maybe know more about it already, or know, I make all these jigs, and so that I can make my little truck the way that I've built the truck 20 times over in CAD, like, because I've stared at it and I've stared at it. Let me go to this file, just because you'll see the ridiculousness of this project. Let's set this to the side for a moment. So, and we're gonna swap to this, and where did it go? There it is. Wait, no. Oh. There, it was loading, so it wouldn't share that. So this is the CAD file for the Moonbuggy. Now there's a couple of things that are overlaid on top. Like I did an option tube for the hood that goes along and then down and out the sides. But this is the design, and most of this is kind of done before I really start on much of the chassis stuff. But if I go to bodies, cage, I turn off stage 4, 3, 2. Laser parts are on. So like this is the stage 1, and I made templates so that you can see exactly the length of each tube and how it's supposed to be bent and fits. And I've got them labeled with numbers, and there's a little legend that everybody gets so that they can find. Now these are all separate, they're all laying over top of each other here, but oops. But they're all separate. So it's just, each tube gets a template, and then there's a jig that you 3D print so that you can build it. And I put all these little zip tie things in there. If you want to, I'll turn all the zip ties on later. So and so I've built that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to build this first. And then from there, I know, like, okay, so I need to then go to a stage 2, and that's going to be these tubes. And I decide on how all of those are going to go in there, and which ones can be built at this time, like all together. I know that those can go in there. Then I have to make templates for all of those. Each one gets its own template, all gets designed. Then, all the ones that are just straight, I combine into one, so you can determine the length and all go together, right? And then after those are done, I have to make the jigs for that whole thing to go together, and then make sure that it can be separated by like taking off this and this here and here down here, so that once you unbolt all of those, it can all like go in and then out the bottom. But this big ass thing is a ton of work. These little extenders back here, they butt up against the backside of the chassis, or backside of this jig, so you can make sure that this tube is just perfectly aligned. But then once that's all done, you can turn off that. Stage 3 tubes go in, same thing. There's templates for the tubes, and then there's fixtures to put in this bar and the front bumper, and then the rear bars and this bumper. There's a lot, but I've gone through all these steps in my head so many times. But then I just share a bunch of files to these guys and like figure it out. And to see that they can make it all actually work. Why are these? Oh, that was off. I was like, why is this shit not turning on? I actually lost the CAD file for these, and I just imported my STLs back in place. And stage 4 is there to actually do the laser cut parts, a lot of them at least. dock towers and whatnot. But to be able to just give everybody these 3D print files and expect that they're going to be able to build it, and then my other parts like skid plates and everything is still going to fit, it is nerve-wracking. But so you guys want to see the zip tie file folder? These are all the zip ties I have in here that I use. Well, they're not, it's not even all of them because I only do them on half the chassis and then I mirror it over. But these are all of the zip ties that I use during the file creation to make all the cuts. Just, I didn't know why I kept them, but I was like, I'll just throw them all in a folder, label it zip tie. Oh, I also have these that I move around, and those are used to create the clearance for things in like this here. I just put a sphere there and then I cut it away. That's how I make that clearance. But either way, I'm just, every time it works out for someone, I'm like, God damn, I can't believe that worked. So yeah, either way, I just find it fun to figure out that everyone is able to build this. There it is with the axles in place, servos, shift servos, all that stuff. Transmission is turned off currently. Transmission in there. So yeah, crazy that it works. Let's see, hood, skid plate. Links aren't right, but I calculated that later. Made it work. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's a work of art. Look, I do love CAD. Obviously, so much fun. A lot of work at times, but it's so much fun. Do you happen to know ETA and Bronze 105s? No, I don't know. Just got to watch the site on that stuff, really. It's like STL Sundays, only better because it's not all the actual work. It's just like, here's, look at this. And it's gone. Anyway, these buggies have turned out great. And the guys are absolutely killing it. Coming out great. Can't wait to figure out a way to organize and like get as many of the, I'll probably do a page on my site, on my website, where I can just like add a bunch of photos of all the finished trucks as people do it. The guys who are in the build off, the guys who do it later after the build off is build along. It's not a build off, it's build along. After the build along is complete, guys who keep doing it and building them. I have a feeling that I'm going to end up owning one or more of them that other people have built. Like, can I just buy that one? So, you're going to RC Country Sidewalk Sale on May 4th. Maybe, I don't know. It's not normally, I do not need to buy any more things. That is the build off is between you and Matt, except I still built Matt's. No, Matt actually, he put up a reel yesterday. He told me his plan for what he's going to do for the panels and stuff like that, and like the design. And I was like, that's going to be so freaking awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what he does. It's going to be cool. Will a print jig be available or only the file? Only the file. I do not. I don't print for people because I suck at getting stuff shipped. I do. I suck at, and it's too much time. I don't want to run a print farm. I don't want to hear my printer running all the time. I don't want my printer to be busy when I need something that I want. Like, I just, and I don't, yeah, it's not something that I'll do. And so, but I'm telling you, getting a printer is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And there's a ton of files that come with this. So it would only take 4 years to ship it to you. Listen, Toxic, I think it was like a year, a little bit, like a year and some change. That's why I have many printers. That is definitely a good route to go. Having one Bamboo, I usually don't have to wait. It is nice. It just rocks through stuff. We are less than 1 minute away from the Bamboo finishing up, by the way. It's finishing up my massive forehead. Give that a second. Almost there. So what is the ultimate 24 scale chassis to build up? I don't know that. I've not really used many aftermarket brand chassis. I've only made my own, so like I just knew what I wanted and I built, like, so I don't really know, like the aftermarket chassis world there is not something that I have some luxuries there that are not, the standard way. Yeah. Did you give yourself elephant ears? Those are the supports. Hopefully they come off easily. We're a little bit left. Then we got to load up the helmet. All right, let's do that first. Let's delete that off. I don't have my keyboard handy, so I'm helmet. Let's see. How do we want to? It's just, I guess it's on that face already. I think that'll be. Actually, I kind of want to keep it the cleanest in that direction so that my layer lines look as best as they can. The back of it, you're not going to see as much. So let's see what that looks like. I might have to use a raft on this. That might work. That might work. Does it autofocus on that? That came out remarkably well. I need to fix that mustache area. It's okay. You can see that the mustache looks quite uneven on this side. And the beard texture is like, looks indented on this side. I think I'm gonna like pull that out. We'll figure it out. I'm not concerned. Actually worked out all right though. So that's weird. That's very weird. Are you going to flock the beard on? Not a bad idea. I'm going to have Matt do the whole thing anyway. So flocking the beard is a great idea. It's honestly not a bad idea. Do I wonder where my flocking kit is. I mean, it's about the right level of paleness. Like that's about right. We finally have Josh playing with dolls, 3D printing it, which makes it okay or worse because I'm like spending time in CAD, like sculpting dolls. It's very weird. I'm going to change this helmet to Farbenkyber. Man, I wonder if this is going to work. Let's try it. I'm going to change this from 0.8 to just 1.2. Transfer those slight over. 43 minutes. Weird little spot there on the very front, but the rest of it will look pretty good. I guess you're not going to be able to see the top so much, though. Because when it's in the buggy and has a roof on it, see how those layer lines look. Yeah, you're not going to see that as much anyway. Okay. And it's faster. So put this build plate back in. Got enough. And print. Gives you a warning about running it through the AMS. It's fine. Can you show us the DMG buggy? No, I can't. I do not have one here. But we're going to see if the BMX helmet that I made is going to fit the tiny, not so tiny, tiny melon. We doubled up necks, so it's too much. Needs to be in there more, but like I said, this will all get printed at once. It'll be fine. I do feel like whoever said I needed to, like, I'm going to find a brain model, and I'm going to add that, because that was a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that before, but I bet I can find a model and make it happen. Also, I made sure that this was 6.5 inches tall in the right dimensions. I feel like I need to put this on a stick. I dropped my head. Seriously. Where'd it go? Got it. Got it. He just gave himself a head. There we go. Do I? Oh, I know what I have. Somewhere. Thought I had the little road cones. I'm just gonna shove it on there. What is the size difference between the Porsche and the new one? This one and the Porsche? Can do that. I have that technology. Let me swap to this. So Porsche. I mean, overall, like tip to tip, the Porsche is probably it is a hair longer. Maybe a half inch, 15 millimeters, right in there. Like front edge of the tires on this versus ends of the bumper on the Porsche. But of course, 419s and 475s. So yeah, they're, I mean, fairly reasonably close in size. Now, seat scale is probably also very close. Of course, I could just open the model of the Porsche and look at that. But since both cars exist completely in CAD, what did Toxic say? It's did you do a bike helmet because you feel bad for your killing? BMX helmets are common in crawling because you have to wear a helmet, but it doesn't really say like what kind of helmet you have to wear. You're going pretty slow, but even a spotter has to wear a helmet. So you want something that's lightweight and all that. And BMX helmets are just are common. That's why. The same type of thing that I used when I spotted in the full size world. So, which let's see if I can. I'm gonna go to this. See if I can find. See how close. Girlfriend is going crazy over my need to purchase a pair of Jinko jeans. I'm going to dust off my corn t-shirts and tell her to kick rocks. Jinkos. That's a fad I wish I could say that I never participated at all in, but I did. I mean, the cover the whole your entire shoe, disappear. I could never do it today. But you know, let's see. I'm seeing if I can find a photo that I'm tagged in We Rock to see. I don't think that I can. Nope, I don't see one here. Just podium pictures is all I can see. Thought I might have had some on the rocks, but it does not appear. It does not appear that way, unfortunately. The Vice Look hit count on the side panel of the bike. That is. Let's go ahead and get a little document started here. Docs. We're gonna go ahead and say Moonbuggy theme. What would you call these? Elements. Cyclist hit count. Done. Got it. Like pilots used for shot downs. Oh, immediately knew exactly what he meant. Yeah, right. So, the only one that I've ever hit. I didn't hit him. He hit me. Actually, did he even? He didn't even. There was no contact. There was no contact. He decided to take a route that caused him to have a spill. We didn't have any contact with myself or my vehicle or any of no. He's so there you go. Nothing. No contact whatsoever. And if you want to, depending on the length, distance, who knows? Don't admit to your tapping on stream. You don't see Matt bragging about his count when he has his glasses on. So was this? Side panel of the Buggy should have a 3D imprint of a face on it, like the mirror, like the makeup marks on the back side of the headrest. Okay, I don't hate. Saying face imprint, makeup on the headrest style. There we go. Oh, I wanted to add Puric on there. I wanted to add Send Cut Send on there. For now, okay. Gunner, completely, that'll fully agree. Fully agree. I have a corroborating, right? It's a weird word. Corroborating witness. Um, 3D printed bed up bicycle in the back. Just walk. In Dreamland, Better Call Saul. What's up, Bubs? Yeah, I like that. I like that anyway. Better Call Saul style. That's a really good one. What you doing, dude? Come here. It's Jinko's provided the space for a massive event. Hide that comment. Oh, F1 live notification just now. Moose Jaw, you're right. It is 3 minutes ago. Just got it. We got the sprint happening in 30 minutes. We may have to do it. Yeah, we'll run till 8. I think that'll be a solid evening. She's never going to come in here. If I had yogurt, Chief would run in. You're going to be chewing on chocolate or not. I should. How much longer do I have on the helmet? 37 minutes. 25 minutes. Sorry, 25 minutes left. That's all. That's exactly time. Amazing. What channel? No channel. The F1 TV app. So yeah, nothing. No, maybe I think ESPN had sprint quality last night. Maybe they'll have it again if you have ESPN, or ESPN Plus or whatever. I don't use ESPN a whole lot, to tell you the truth. Where's this almost 8? It's 10:34. Well, it's not that we got the axles ground on. That's important. We have a really good start to some livery ideas going on here. The cyclist hit count, face imprint, Burek, send cut send. Need to add briefs. Vanquish. My logo. It's like a perfectly timed day on purpose. How's that happen? I know, it works out so well. So well. Strangely, the EPSNU channel tonight. Wait, what? It's giving me an eye twitch. I don't know what that means. Let's reef that. I guess I should put math logo on there. Hope it's raining during the sprint. Has anybody checked what the weather's doing? I know pre-race is probably going on, so I'm sure that will be interesting. Can you make the Bird Reynolds channel nothing but bicycle takedowns? Looks gloomy. Okay. He doesn't know what ESPNU is either. That is true. Figured that would be like college only or something. If I was to guess. So they're on slicks. Okay. We'll allow it. I mean, that's good. I want them to start at slick. And then it can rain. 5 laps in. Just but I have a good amount of work to get back on here. Designing the rear end, I need to start on that. I did come up with a plan for that. For those that are interested. And I'm sure I'll go into more detail on the channel side when I can just sit there and go long. But so since the motor, the electric motor is here, that's going to be hard to cover with a 4-cylinder engine. It's not in the right spot. And if I tried to like bloat it over there, it'd be very out of place. But what I can do is in these little buggies, they run super tiny little fuel cells. They'll make up just a loop. Sometimes I even run them on the axle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make maybe a couple of different sizes or styles, depending on what guys are running, that can bolt like clamshell over it. So it will hug the motor, the electric motor, and then kind of blend into the engine. So that's my thought. A flat 4, flat 6. I mean, if I took the Porsche engine and modified it into a flat 4 versus the flat 6 that it is, that wouldn't be all that out of place. I mean, I was planning on doing a regular inline 4 Ecotech style engine. If I can't find like really good reference stuff, then I may have then that might not be a bad idea. I already have obviously a ton of it done there. Converting from a 6 to a 4 is not easy, but not nearly as much work as starting from scratch, especially on that thing, because that thing was a monster. I could even stay with twin turbos if I wanted. Stick down each side and out. Put a Forester grill on it. Garth Brooks livery. I mean, I got to add a big G on it somewhere. Something, right? That's pretty good. You gotta put the G on it. ICP livery. Where the body actually, yeah, I think we just put that where the body's at. and then with the G following it. Where the body's at, below the G. Exactly. Yep. Problem is, these panels are pretty small. We're gonna have to get pretty creative with where all the where the body's at, G. Evil car face on the hood. These are good ideas. Tribute to RC4 Drive. Make it like a sticker bomb with all the references from the stream. That's pretty good. Something like, because it will be hard to find a way to add all of these things. You know what? I really liked the Better Call Saul thing, like the injury lawyer, Better Call Saul. I did it that was like that. Saul, the livery is that Better Call Saul on all the panels. But if it's like a park, like a bench, bus stop bench, that it's got all of the other stickers over top of that livery where you can just see through them. Work. So Lebowski Jesus livery. Hey, that's all Moose Jaw. And if you haven't, Moose Jaw actually did one of those on a, you do it on a stance body or cliffhanger? You did like the actual like wood grain bowling lane in the back of the bed and everything. Turned out really good. He put it on his Instagram. It's worth checking out. Where we at? 16 minutes remaining. Like an injury, like an injury hotline ambulance chase thing. Exactly. So, because I mean, perfect, right? A bench Nicole loves. And nice benches. Really nice benches there. 18 minutes before lights go out. Yep. It's gonna be perfect timing. Can't wait to have the dig functioning in both of these. I do need to get the bench working. East side or bust. Since I get open 24. When you think about things I want to post cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff. Most stuff I post that's raw like this. Oh, that is a reference to what Garth Brooks. So let the conversation begin. When Garth Brooks very first got on social media. This is all in reference to a podcast by Tom Segura and his wife, Christina Pajitsky, called Your Mom's House. And they have made fun of Garth Brooks. I know this is very, very niche to a podcast, but it's a very popular podcast called Your Mom's House. It's so hard to explain. Also, it's a window into my terrible sense of humor. Cool slick stuff, neat stuff. Injured with misguided constants, fools in a gladiator adorn your face. Did you get her? Here we go. Can I copy? Can't. Can't copy. Comping this Sunday? Yes, we will be comping this Sunday. I've got my comp rig next to me. And I need to get a couple of things done to it. I need to get the battery lead changed over. That was something I was going to do tonight on stream, but whatever. So I'm going to take off the XT60 and put on an XT30 so that I can do that. Because my comp batteries are smaller. Last time I didn't do it. I just had to I ran like a 1300 pack. And I just ran one pack all day. Not ideal. Don't recommend. No. I had to turn that episode off. Did not like it. Hello, Josh. How are you? I received a VRD carbon this morning. Would you add brass to the back? And from your experience with this truck, it really depends on your driving style and your terrain. So, like Brandon and I kind of developed this truck, the VRD carbon. And for me, I do not run brass in the back, but Brandon does. Brandon will. The only time that I ever add brass on the back is if there's been a situation where it needs it for a certain course. Like we have a course that has just a lot of descent and I don't want it to come over. Then like for a course, I could change out my SLW hubs to some brass, something like that. Brandon will do that quite a bit. We have the brass rear portal covers, but again, I wouldn't add it unless it's just like something that's best suited to your either driving style or driving terrain. It's really it's a personal preference thing. That's why we make them. But I wouldn't just add it without driving it without it first. See, I mean, by all means, great to love to sell you parts, but I wouldn't just say yes, buy them. I would say build it, drive it first, and see if you feel like you need to add anything. Did VP release a winch mount today? No. Reefs, his winch mount is available today, I believe. So Dremel and a soldering pencil tonight? No. Did you ever run the VS410 with the Zoku chassis? I finished the Zoku on my Fordyce today and was curious if you'd taken yours out at all. I sold mine already. For the style of stuff that I'm doing, that I had my VRD for such a long time already that not when I built that, or not when I don't think that we had released the VRD when that was out or when I built that, but I had been driving it obviously for a long time. So it's yeah, for me, I know the benefits of how I have this set up, and I just know that it's what I wanted. So yeah, but that's why. Brass inner rings fit incision wheels. Yes, the 0.8. The 0.8 is what you need for any of the incision wheels. Assuming you mean the aluminum incision wheels, like a Roswell or something like that, Lushaw, which I assume yes. Yeah. So unless you're building a We Rock RC buggy, then you'll have to add brass everywhere. Right. Because if you gotta hit that 7 pounds. But that's okay. Go all brass TRX 4000. No. Does the aluminum BTA servo mount reuse the support from the stubby kit? Do you mean like the lower, this little thing down here? This little wing that goes below? If so, no, it does not. It doesn't use that. It just keys in. So, not required. That was added on that one later. How was the trans flip and shortening going for the build truck? It's all an idea still. Once I get that done, I'll get it designed, feel confident, and then I'll program it so that we can get it cutting on the CNC. And hope everything lines up. I'm nervous about that. Very, very nervous about that. But we have some great notes. Great notes on that. Do I have 2 sessions? I do. 2 sessions of bamboo open. Interesting. 9 minutes left on our print. Is that the Reefs 777 in the comp truck? No. This is the 800 or 800 LP raw. Which I'll probably be running 2 of in this. Maybe something different, but we'll see. I think we're going to start with 800 LPs. Front and rear with some raw 100s as shifting duty. Would you release the STL files for your comp SCX24 frame? I don't know. I don't think so because it's so specific to the transmission that I'm running and the shock. Like, I just don't feel like it's the, I don't know. That's one of those ones that, like, I feel like I'm opening up myself to more communication and things like that than I want. Some, like, that's one of those things. Like, when I put out some of the files, like, some of them I know will just cause me a lot of communication, which I usually want to be as helpful as possible. But like, when it's just like, well, yes, this is what I did. Here's why. This is this. It just becomes like, it'd be a lot easier if I just didn't put that out. So, you know, that's the, yeah. So, was planning on making the comp on Sunday, my first real 10 scale comp. Then my only 10 scale crawler got stolen out of my car last night. Dang it. That sucks. And yeah, it does suck. Josh avoids talking, but as a YouTube. Because here I can talk to 300 and some odd people all at once. And just the thing, you know, just it's when I get 300 messages, that's the problem. And I'll say, you know, my biggest pet peeve in the world is when someone sends you a message on Facebook Messenger, Instagram messages, text message, whatever it is, and it just says like, hey, I got a question. My biggest pet peeve in the world. Almost. I'm waiting for this. You want to come see something real quick?
No.
Come here.
What? Is that you?
Yes.
That's weird. It doesn't really look like you. I mean, it totally looks like you.
Yes.
It looks just like you. It's really beautiful. But like, you're gonna watch this?
Yep.
Okay.
What's up? So yeah, but anyway, you get those messages just like, hey, I have a question. I'm like, or like, you know, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm like, well, you already did. So what if I said no? Then your first message was offensive. Like, you're wasting both of our time. Like, if you're contacting someone, just send them if you want to put a pleasantry at the beginning, fine. But put the whole question in one message. And if they have the time, they'll respond to it. Hey, I got a question. I just won't respond to them. Like, hey, can I ask you a question? Like, well, no, I'm not responding because it drives me insane. So I'm like, cool, not responding to you. I try and I respond to his, except on my personal Facebook. Someone sends me a message on my personal Facebook page, I just won't respond anyway. That's not, nope. Can I ask you a question? Nope, GT. Hey, I wanted to ask you something. Like, sweet. Nope. Anyway, that's one of those little things that drives me. I'm like, you're wasting. So now you're going to send that message and then wait for me to reply. Could be an hour, could be a day. And then if I'm going to respond with what, like, yep. And then wait for your, like, whatever, however many hours that's going to be. And then send, like, oh, stupid. It's occurred. Nicole, you cannot comment on internet things. You don't do the internet. Just send the question. Insane. Anyway, there it is. Sometimes find me in a good mood, I will still respond. Whatever. Still respond. But it's good. Or some days you'll get me and I'll respond with just send the question next time. I'd be like, hey, maybe they learned something for next time. Like, instead of waiting for both of us to sit here with our fun little rant for the nearing the end of a stream. I do this on my personal Facebook page when people message me. Like, I'll read it and then not reply. No, I do not check this page. Send it to one of the other pages. Well, a lot of that goes to like requests, and those just don't count. I can tell you this could be the most petty thing. I'll share it anyway. So, you know how I've had Facebook since like 2006 or something like that. Since you had to be in college and you had to have a college email to get fit. I've had it since then. So there's a lot of people on my Facebook that I don't know. And even then, like through RC, there's people who would friend me, and I'm like, that I don't interact with. I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't know who they are. Like, they don't do RC. I don't know anything about them or who they were, why they friended me at the time. And you're never gonna like it's a pain to like go through your friends list and like clean that out. But whenever I see a post that's like, thanks for all the birthday wishes that someone makes, and I'll be like, if I see that post, I stop and I look at their name, like, do I know this person? And if I don't, I remove them. Unfriend. Like, oh. So whenever someone makes that, like, thanks for all the birthday wishes, it was great. I look like, nope, unfriend. Wildly dickhead move. It's just my rule. So so should never tell these stories. There you go. You learned something. The helmet is done, and that means that our stream has nearly completed. Let's check the Fitment, because there is no tolerance on this. It is just an immediate, a direct cut of the model. Josh is so wildly nice and also passive aggressive. Okay. Looking good. Okay, cleaning up a couple little support pieces. Using the absolute worst tool. There is our BMX helmet. That actually came out really good. Comment. Oh, it's like a perfect snap fit. I'm amazing. Hope you all have a great weekend. Hope to see you all soon. Nicole, what time should I cook these chicken to? All right. I hope you all have an awesome weekend. And I've got a channel member video up here soon. We'll see you guys soon. Later. Bye.